And it might seem obvious to most, like why, but for those that may not have made that connection, why this criteria right now, especially with where we're at in 2023 on March 10th, 2023, with all the news and everything.
Well, I guess the first reason is because, buying whatever you want doesn't work anymore. Buying sexy or buying, Peter Lynch, I bought this at the store, I'm going to go buy the stock now. That's not working. Like, it doesn't work anymore. And I think a lot of people.
Wait, you're telling me picking the what is it, the Scrabble tiles out of the thing, and then that's the stock you pick? That's not going to work anymore?
Not anymore.
Damn.
But the monkey throwing dart thing might still work, though. He's kicking ass probably. But it's not. Look, I got to tell you, though, I got caught up in this euphoria in the last 15 years, and only because I found it very hard to have a broad portfolio of these really deep value or GARP kind of stocks. They weren't really working well in terms of getting the valuations that we wanted them to get to a fair value. Nobody wanted them. They were all buying Teslas and biotechs, pump and dumps, and it didn't matter. Rates were low, liquidity was easy, money was there, and companies could raise whatever money they wanted to raise and tell great, sexy stories. Every investors bought the stories, and those, $1 billion markets, and we're gonna take over the world, and we're gonna get, we have 0% market share now, but if we just get 1% of $1 billion market, we're gonna be this big. So that was kind of going on for a long time, and the more conservative companies that were just traditional growth, the value stocks didn't really appeal. And there's only so much money to go around, and you have crypto going around, taking money away from the microcap space, and very speculative. So. But now everything has changed, right? And the money isn't easy. The rates are high, and the market is going to start punishing these stocks that are not going to be able to raise money or make money to function. So the money is going to eventually, is actually going to these traditional kind of GARP kind of companies, especially in the smaller cap arena. We're seeing it. We're tracking it a lot, and it might not be as consistent flow as we want, but you're starting to see this trend there, and it feels good. Like my first 20 years of investing was all about that, just buying these garbage type stocks, and it was worked like a charm. The last 15 years, where it wasn't working as well on a broad basis, I think was not the norm, and I can't believe it took this long to swing back to the pendulum to come back to norm, right? But I think that's where we're in. I think the next bull market is going to be this wonderful kind of bull market in these smaller cap, nano cap kind of value type names. I don't know if it'll be as robust. So what we saw in 2020, when we saw this great money coming in, and everything was going up, even, so it was great for my, my value stocks. They would go up, but imagine that for 20 years. That's what it was like when people were buying those kind of stocks on a constant basis. That's what we all craved. I don't know if we're going to get back to that type, because there's so many different environment now. Not just for the market. It's harder to buy OTC stocks. Brokerage firms don't like to do it as much. So we're not going to, I think, get into that kind of frenzy like I did in our first 20 years. But there's going to be a lot of opportunity and a lot of money still coming into those kind of companies.